There we go.
All the things. Always be excited about all the things.
New
That's a
Marvel
good spot. We're recording. BT dubs. What did I just close?
Are we streaming too, Chris?
Of
Yes.
course. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. We are live and ready to go, and you've got my big stupid face front and center.
Yay!
Hooray! Welcome back
Hey!
to another episode of Utterly Geek. Your foremost hour-long bullshit gab.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
So, I actually wanted to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. This last week, Cyan Worlds announced that, I guess they're just Cyan again. They launched a Kickstarter for a new game called Abduction, that's Abduction with an O. And it looks just like in the same vein of Myst or Riven, and I'm so fucking pumped for it. I will be backing it. I don't know how much yet.
I only played those games pretty, I don't know, not as much, so I can't be as excited, but I think it's cool that they are doing that.
Well, they're trying to bring back the whole adventure genre, and I think if you look back at Double Fine and their Kickstarter, that's what they were doing. It's big companies aren't gonna back these story-driven adventure type games because they have more of a niche market now. So, crowdfunding allows them to make the games that they want to make. Now, I think in Double Fine's case, they had a very small idea of what they wanted to do, and they were completely overwhelmed with the response they got, and so they missed all the deadlines they originally promised in their Kickstarter thing because they got such a response.
Yeah.
Cyan Worlds is already asking for so much money. Their goal is 1.1 million to be able to produce the game that they want. There will be stretch goals later on, but they have a good idea of the scope and what they want to accomplish with it.
I think they're gonna hit that easy.
Yeah, I mean,
There's no way.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And it's only Ryan Miller. I'm sorry, Rand Miller. Robin is not involved. They were the two brothers who made the original Myst games. So only one of the brothers, but this is not set in the Myst universe. It's completely separate. So I'm very excited for it. I loved all of the Myst games. They were an integral part of my growing up. So I like seeing these companies do these kinds of things. They're great.
And it says it's going to be running on Unreal 4, so that's going to be pretty interesting. You know, it's going to look gorgeous.
Holy shit. No, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's Unreal 4.
I'm on the Kickstarter page now. It's going to be looking pretty gorgeous. I mean, just from what they're showing for concept art, it's pretty nice.
They do have a very, very brief video that shows a very little bit of what they kind of want the end goal to look like. They've got one very, very beautifully rendered video, but then it launches into all the concept art.
Okay.
Yeah. That I'm super excited for. They're targeting 2015 for release, so.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Yep. It's going to be a ways out, but they're setting realistic goals. They're not going to do the Double Fine thing. Be like, yeah, give us $40,000. We'll make it in a month or two, and then we'll get it out to you. No, this is a long-term project.
Yeah, and remembering when Myst came out at that time, like I remember the graphics were like pretty, revolutionary for a game to have something like that, or maybe it was just like the interaction or the immersion that it brought you into this world. So, but yeah, especially if it's going to be using the Unreal 4 engine, that's pretty fucking ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah, it's one of the first I've heard actually announce that they're using Unreal 4 outright as well. I don't think I know of many that are using that right now, or calling that they're using it, rather than just saying like, oh, we're using Unreal in general, making you think they're going to be using 3.5. Because 4 is nice because it's got a lot of scalability as well. So what
Mhm.
Unreal and Epic Games have been touting is like you can sort of develop one game, and then based on that architecture, you can scale it down or up for a plethora of devices and allow you to port a lot faster and hit a lot more markets. So it's pretty interesting to see. They'll probably announce some sort of Android support if they didn't already, or like other mobile devices, because that's well within the technology now.
Yeah,
So that's
right
pretty
now
cool too.
they're just saying ideally they would like it to be on Steam, but
Mm.
beyond that they're not sure.
Hmm.
They want to distribute it all digitally right now. So I don't think an Android or an iOS release is out of the question, especially if you look at what they've been doing recently. They've just been porting Riven and Mist to iOS, Android, anything they can. So I don't see that as being out of the question.
Hmm.
So that's the big news with me. What about you guys?
Um, I've been playing a ton of Payday and Diablo 3 and Marvel Heroes. Squirrel Girl just came out in Marvel Heroes, and she's voiced by the same voice actress as Twilight Sparkle, and it's spectacular because it's like a cross between like Twilight Sparkle and Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls.
Oh.
So
Is
because
that
it's
the same voice actor?
yeah, it's the same voice actress. So
Oh,
like
Jesus.
just yes, so it's ridiculous just going back and forth and seeing like a tons and tons of squirrels on the screen and just her like going chip 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 chip. It's Marvel Heroes is spectacular, and then they also put in the Superior Spider-Man costume, and that's just hilarious because he's just so cocky, and
Jesus.
it's spectacular. And the Spider Ham cosmetic pet, which is it's ridiculous because his name is Peter Porker.
Oh yeah, I
So
saw that.
you
Yeah.
can think about that. And yeah, I love puns. Love them.
Jesus Christ.
And
I
Payday
never
2's
played
second
that one.
anniversary. Marvel Hero, it's like Diablo. It's basically an ARPG like Diablo style, but set in the Marvel U, so you could play Spider-Man, The Thing, Squirrel Girl, Rocket Raccoon. Nova's going to be added soon, and a couple other guys. It's going to be pretty interesting. I'm
Oh, all
excited.
right. Isn't that free to play at this point?
Yeah, it's completely free to play, and it's running the Unreal Engine, so it's got pretty low minimum specs and pretty good high end as well.
Nice. Might have to check it out at some point. I don't know when I'll have time, but
I'm kind of with, well, I've been mixed between the two worlds of playing CS:GO and now just recently Swing got me, the bastard got me into Payday 2. But I hate the fact that you got me into it, but I love it at the same time. That's how I pretty much, my initial reaction to Payday 2 is. But no, it's definitely a massive improvement from the first one, because the first one I remember playing, and it had potential, but the execution was like, it's kind of like Left 4 Dead 1 was when Left 4 Dead 2 came out. Because when Left 4 Dead 1 came out, it was like, yeah, it's a cool concept and it was fun, but there was maybe something missing, or maybe just like it wasn't what it could be. And then Payday 2 came out, and it is way fucking better. There's more options on how you can go about doing the heist. There's different customization you can do both for your character and for your weapons. And then there's just shit tons of weapons, and there's shit tons of add-ons and things, and that you can customize it to give it better performance. And it's not quite like it's somewhat the Call of Duty unlock system, where it's like as you level up you unlock weapons and add-ons, but it's not like you have that add-on right away. You unlock it, yes, but you have to spend the money that you get by doing heists to unlock it, to equip it to your weapon, which I think is kind of a nice touch, because it gets you like, oh yeah, I unlocked it, but if in order to use it, I have to complete more heists to get that. And one of the other things I really liked about it so far while playing it, which I know Swing kind of told me a little bit about, was you can have heists can vary between 1 day to and then 7 days max, where it's just long ass. Has anyone ever completed a 7 day heist? Swing, have you ever done that, or anyone?
I've never. I don't know if they've gone that long, but I don't like doing them. I just get bored because it's just you do it. Like the one that I've done that's the big multi-day one is called Watch Dogs, where you pull up in a big truck and then you got to take some cocaine and you got to hide it in a room away from the cops so that your delivery guy can come through and then you can give him the bags. But while you're doing that, your getaway driver will also pull up, and you have to make it to him before the cops capture him. Otherwise, you have to wait for a helicopter to come and take you away. And depending on which way you exit the level, you'll end up at a different starting point on day 2. And day 2 starts out with you having to take the cocaine that you had from the truck and then load it onto docks and then load it onto a boat, and then the boat has to make multiple trips if you want to make multiple money.
Jesus
and it's just
Christ.
It's just so it's really rewarding. You make a ton of money. They're so good, but they're boring. It gets boring for me after a while because it's the
How
same.
long is a day in these contests?
It depends. It depends on how quickly you can get to the end objective. I mean, in the case of this one, for the first day, the first getaway driver usually gets taken away after maybe 5 minutes, 6 minutes. So if you can't complete it and get all your cocaine loaded up onto the truck, onto the van rather, your dude gets snagged, and then that you get extended by another 3 or 4 minutes just waiting for the helicopter to arrive.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're going to be assaulted from multiple sides as soon as assaults begin from the police, where they bring in guys holding tasers, snipers,
Tasers.
dudes in full armor with shields. It's ridiculous, and you make a ton of money from them, but they're just so long. And if you can't do it quickly, if you're not all coordinated, if everybody's not ready, you just get frustrated.
Yeah. It sounds to me like it's one of the running a dungeon, saying Guild Wars or something like that.
Yeah.
Where you have to have a team and they have to know how to work together.
Right, because I remember some of the dungeons we played where we were with people who were really strong and knew where things were. So it's we cleared out a dungeon in 30, 40 minutes or something like that one time. Whereas
that's a very, very big estimate. I'd say our best time was 20, 25.
Yeah, and that was because people knew where things were and they knew the right order of skill or spells or whatever to just completely annihilate them and then move on. And yeah, we was just we just tanked through some of those dungeons. But then there were some days where we were with people who are a lot weaker, and it was a freaking crawl to get through those dungeons. I think the longest one we did was I don't know, hour and a half or something like that.
And we didn't even finish it.
Yeah, because we just got so sick of it. It just got to the point where we just kept dying all the time. So I was all right, I'm done with this. It's 1 a.m, and I don't want to fucking play this anymore.
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of the Halloween stuff for Guild Wars right now, and the jumping puzzle is the exact same as last year, so I'm trying it. It's my goal this year to complete it. I've gotten close, but it's so far away. But the big good thing that they've done is that in the old one you would clearly see all of the other people who are actively participating, and you'd learn to hate the fucking char players because they just block your view because their models are so fucking big. This year, anyone else who is running the clock tower puzzle at the same time as you show up as just a little wisp. You don't even see them. It's like a ghost wisp.
Ah, that's a lot better.
Oh, it's so much better. That's how I've been able to get so much further.
Yeah.
Still haven't finished it, but working on it.
Yeah, so
I highly recommend it, and we need to get your ass back into it because we need to do more dungeons, you piece of shit.
I know. I gotta actually, again, because well, both
You gotta
know.
get a level 80, son. You gotta get a level 80.
I know. Well, I mean, as you both know, I formatted my computer, so I have to actually reinstall Guild Wars 2, and then plus updating. I might as well just let it run overnight or something, because there's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to be awake and let all that shit install and update.
Yeah. Then do that. Do what you have to do.
Yeah.
We need a mesmer.
But yeah, so between, I guess, Payday and then with Counter-Strike with Darren tasing people left and right.
Fucking taser. It's the silliest weapon. There are no custom tasers, by the way.
That makes me a little sad, but I don't think people would be pissed. I think they'd just be more confused than anything. But I think it'd be hilarious.
It's a single shot weapon that you fire once and drop.
Yeah.
So I can understand why they wouldn't have custom tasers.
But why not? Because then you can have tasers that have like electrical decals on it or something.
I'm not saying there isn't a market there. Because
Just
our
super
dumbasses
micro
would buy them.
detail of the diodes. Just like,
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
For some reason this has a dick spray painted on it. Wow, that's tremendous detail. And you guys are
And
weird,
someone would spend $50 in the Steam marketplace to buy the dick taser.
Oh god.
I guess so.
God, I love it.
Yeah, I guess so. It's like Dota, I guess. or TF2, where it's just like, oh man.
Oh, it's really like, why not? Really?
We need to make money quick. What do we do? Hats in the game. All right, it's really profitable. Now what do we do? Make it free. Add more hats. All right. Shit.
Well, Counter-Strike isn't
money.
free. Counter-Strike isn't
that's
free.
what's surprising. Yeah. Well, I think they might go the TF2 route or something even. Because
No,
TF2
I don't
started out
think
now
so.
free. Really?
I don't think so though, because they've already stated that a lot of the crates that they have in there, and the crates are the only thing you're actually giving Valve any money for, is for the keys. They've already said that a lot of the funding that they get from those are going to go toward funding esports competitions like the Dota International or things like that. So I think they're going to use most of that money to try to leverage Counter-Strike as a more viable competitive option. Not that it isn't already super competitive and popular.
Yeah. I can see that. I hadn't thought of that, where they're not taking a cut, as large a cut from the crates as they were from TF2 or whatever. I didn't know about that. That's interesting.
Yeah, the only way to outright buy weapon skins is through the marketplace. And I haven't spent more than $2 on a skin for a gun. And just because they look cool. You know? The most expensive thing I have seen is a $400 fucking knife.
It's because did it have stat track?
Yes, it did, sir. Of course it had stat track.
Yeah, that's dumb. I don't know. I mean, I like the whole stat track thing, but to pay fucking $400 for a goddamn item in game.
Dota 2. Okay. All right.
All
right, here we go. Here we go. It's story time. It's story time.
All right. Listen, man. This is. You want to hear ridiculous money being thrown around in the market? Okay, let me tell you a story, kids. Sit down, pull up your chair. All right. So last Halloween, there was an event where you would have to steal candy from the opposing team and put it in your Halloween baskets. You would get it from killing creeps, from killing each other, and you would put it in the baskets. And at the end, you would have to fight Roshan. And all 10 players on the map stop fighting each other and cooperate to kill Roshan as fast as possible in the world. So at specific times of the day or whatever, Valve would clock in who's the fastest team. Of those 10 people, they each had a percentage to get a golden baby Roshan. It's a courier. That's it. That's all you could get. But the only way you could get it is killing Roshan, like in 5 seconds. I think was the fastest time I've seen.
Jesus Christ!
It was dumb. It was dumb. So there are 10 of these in the world at one point. He's going for around like $12,000 and like
holy
someone
fuck,
destroyed one. Someone deleted one. So now there are only 9. There are 9 left of the world of those.
And Valve actually lets you trade and sell these?
Yeah. You can trade them for keys right now, but no one's giving them up because, like...
Yeah, because there are only 9 in the fucking world.
9 left. It's amazing.
That's crazy, because that sounds a lot like the Golden Wrench that they were doing in TF2 during the Engineer update.
Oh, yeah.
Except that the Golden Wrenches themselves are untradeable. You can't sell them on the marketplace. Once you have it, you have it. It's yours. You can't sell it. You can only delete it.
That's, Yeah, the Golden Roshan's nice. 12 grand.
12 fucking grand, Jesus.
Dota swag, man.
Yeah, I know.
Dota's I just found a $20 item the other night. I was just bored cracking some crates. I was just like, all right, let's do it. Pop that thing open. $20 mythical item. Like, done. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I don't play the hero. I'm not good at him. I'm bad at this game. So...
Well, the earbuds in TF2, the time that TF2 went to Mac, if you logged in on a Mac computer, they would give you earbuds. Those themselves are worth, last I checked, and that was about a week ago, like $30. Because they were only available for a couple of months, maybe more, that you could get them.
How about Bills? How's that? The Bills hat.
I don't know what that's worth at this point. I'm not big into the trading, but I have a Bills, and I like it.
Yeah, I got mine, so...
Never mind, then.
I do know someone who has the Gentleman's Service Medal, and the bastard won't trade it. He doesn't play TF2 anymore. The Gentleman's Service Medal could only be acquired if you logged into a certain Valve hidden website. They only gave out 11,111 of them. And then they were gone. You can trade them. You can buy them for about $500 right now. But I know someone who's got one who never plays TF2 who is refusing to give it up. And it's like, you bastard.
You should eat his brain to get his knowledge.
To get his login to then trade. Good idea.
Yeah.
That's how that works, right?
Yeah, dude.
Exactly.
Prions aren't real.
Exactly.
It's all a myth.
Oh God.
So I think the thing that we wanted to talk about was overpowered characters or overpowered things, I guess.
Game balancing. Perfect that we were just talking about TF2 then.
Yes.
Oh God. Yeah, because there's a game you want to talk about balance, and
Because it's always perfectly balanced, right?
Yeah, I mean, if everybody's only using the base weapons, totes. Like, got yourself a balanced ass game. Once someone starts using, I don't know,
Natasha or anything.
No, Natasha's actually balanced now. It's Phlogistinator that's a big problem.
What's the Phlogistinator?
That's the really stupid pyro flamethrower that builds the oomph meter that makes you go fucking super rage mode.
Oh, yeah.
The only downside is you can't reflect.
Right. So why is it... All right, so let's start this off. Why is it... why is that overpowered? Like, what is it about it?
Well, it has... let me double check the stats right now, but I believe it has increased damage output.
Okay.
It has increased damage output, and when you're in the oomph mode, after you taunt, let's see here. Okay, so flame damage does 6.14 per particle, which is a shit ton. Let me pull up the flamethrower. So I can compare the two side by side. So actually, it does slightly less damage than the base flamethrower.
Okay.
At point blank and far, it does slightly less. The critical does slightly less. Afterburn is identical on both of them. The only thing is that the oomph mode, once you go fucking rage, you're basically invulnerable. You have reduced damage given to you, and you basically are critting the whole time with it. Once you activate it.
So it's kind of like a mini. It's like a combination of the Uber and crits, in a sense.
Yes. Yes.
But like you don't need a medic for it.
Yeah. You refill your health and you crit all at the same time once you activate it.
Oh god, refilling health? Yeah, Jesus, that's
Yeah. It's not just health resistance. Your health is refilled and it's regenerating as you're doing damage. That's why it's broken.
Oh fuck. See, one of the things I was thinking about with TF2 was like some of the original concepts of some of the TF2 characters, like how Scout was originally supposed to have an SMG with him as one of his weapons.
God, yeah.
And if that shit ain't broken, I don't know what is.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with TF2, there's so many different sequences in class matchups and weapon matchups that you can play around with that make it very difficult to balance in and of itself. By and large, the play base will balance it all out.
Yeah.
In the end anyway. Right. So you see a team that's going all flog pyros? Fine, go flog pyro. We'll have a team of soldiers and you won't be able to do dick.
Right.
So it's a bit more liquidy, I think.
Well, I remember too, like, but this is more from like a bug standpoint, that it was just kind of a glitch. Was when they originally had the gunslinger for NG, where you could pop down the mini sentries, and like people just had like so many. I forgot what you had to do, but you had like so many mini sentries around, or some shit.
Mini level 3s?
Yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was mini level 3 sentries. That's broken shit. Yeah, a lot of their biggest egregious errors are coming from bugs.
Yeah.
But God, no. That in and of itself. Well, they just had that huge patch not long ago that addressed a lot of these serious balance issues that basically restatted out almost every weapon in the game. It's much better now. The flog is still just a pain in my dick, but
yeah.
Other than that, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Nastasha, when it first came out, was fucking broken because that would slow down anyone it hit no matter what distance it was at.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because now it's like depends on how far away they are. That's right.
Yeah, it'll slow you down different. And once you get to a certain distance, it's not going to affect you at all. You'll take the damage, but you won't slow down.
Right.
But yeah.
What about you, Swing? I know you probably have some. I know you had some League of Legends ones to talk about.
Oh man, I like 9 turret Heimerdinger.
Holy shit! Seriously? Oh my god! All right, so
Like,
to kind of put it in perspective, there, and this champion is kind of like NG, where he puts down little sentries like around the map. So it's one of those things where it's a certain amount of time that it can actually stay alive. But I think, isn't it something where it does different elements somehow? I don't know if you have to.
At max, it'll do fire AoE bullets that shred armor and magic at max level. They also AoE. When you ult, they'll do frost, slowing, AoE, shredding, firing faster.
Yeah.
He's got auto-targeting rockets, and a grenade that blinds and stuns if it hits you directly. And he's spectacular. And he used to be pretty broken many moons ago because you could just leave turrets everywhere. and just shit on kids. But
so
that stopped.
So it was almost like Teemo in a sense, so you could just leave those fucking things everywhere. And
Yeah,
people
it was obscene.
Oh my god,
it was obscene.
Yeah, because you can only leave down like I think 2 max now.
Yeah, right now it's 2. It's gonna be 3 when they patch out his rework. I don't like it, but whatever. We'll see.
Why 3? I think 2 is pretty good now.
They changed the way they work. Like they'll have a pulsing laser in a straight line on top of the little the bullets. His rockets are different, where they only fire in a spray pattern according to his mouse. The grenade no longer blinds. There's just a ton of weird stuff that's not working out too well. But I don't know. I'll wait and see if they change anything on it. But I'm not optimistic.
Right.
But I don't know.
Well, that sounds similar to like the Soldier Demo Man situation when TF2 first launched. When TF2 first launched, Demo Man didn't have only 4 pipes. He had 6 pipe bombs before he had to reload. That's fucking spammy bullshit. Not that he's not spammy as it is right now, but my god, and Soldier had 6 rockets instead of 4.
Yeah, I actually remember one time I was visiting a friend and they had the orange box for Xbox, and I popped it in. I was like, all right, let's see if there's anybody playing TF2 on Xbox, which it's kind of hard to come across by. There actually were some people, but yeah, I played as Demo Man, and I was like, wait a minute, 6 freaking pills I can have? I can fire out? I was like, holy shit, this is so broken right now.
What is this unpatched nonsense?
Unpatched, insane damage output. I mean, oh god, that got patched out within a week, I believe, or very shortly after it launched.
Yeah, it was just so fucking broken, but it was fantastic because I was just murdering people. PC. Yeah, I was murdering so many people.
Fuck this shit, man. You guys don't even know, you peasants, console peasants, jerks.
They don't even know what a hat is.
God. Do they even TF2, man? Can you even call that game TF2 anymore?
Yeah, I think it's just more of a. I think TF2's kind of become more of a billboard for other games at this point. That's just me.
Love it.
I still love it too, but I just think that it's come to that point. TF2's come to that point where it's marketing for other games that's like not necessary, I guess. There's no reason for it to do it.
You don't even need to get involved with any of the hats and anything if you don't want to.
I know.
That is true.
So, I only have a few things. I have a few loadouts that I like. I have seasonal loadouts. But other than that, it's still a great game. I think Counter-Strike is their most balanced game. CS:GO is so fucking balanced.
Uh-oh. We got a non-believer here.
Hit a grunt.
There's
what, the taser? That didn't make sense to you? That wasn't enough?
The taser's fine. I mean, whatever. Back in the day, you know, it was the pump shotty or the auto shotty in the AUG. You know, then it was the Deagle shield. You know, it's fine. That doesn't matter. I just mean, like, I just hear, because I don't play anymore because my reflexes have gone to poop. Like, I can't shoot. Playing WoW for all these years has somewhat ruined me. But I don't know. I just wonder how much of the higher level community is hacking. Like, how many games will I play that are plagued with hackers? From what I've read, from what I've heard, there's a ton of it. But
that's that's if you're playing like the serious side of things. Like Wally and I, we just play casual, and casual is just full of stupid people, and it's great. And I think we've come across one hacker, but they never killed me, and everyone else took care of him so quick that I didn't even interact with them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of funny because it's a mixed bag with casual. It's kind of like with I don't know how many times we played TF2, whether if we get the super wacky crowd or the crowd that actually like is focused on the objective and talks and communicates and we work together. Both are fantastic, but and we lost swing. But I mean, I guess the thing is that I'm trying to think. I lost my train of thought. I guess the thing I'm thinking of is like with Counter-Strike, the serious crowd is totally different from the serious crowd of TF2 because the serious crowd of TF2 is like, all right, let's get this objective. Okay, there's spies. Okay, there's like there's all these things, and then but like the serious side of Counter-Strike always seems to be like, I don't know, too serious, I guess. And then the wacky crowd ends up being the bra, the CS bras that are on there, which is like, oh god, we've entered that, haven't we?
Yeah, and in which case we just mute them and taser.
Yeah,
that's been that way for even from the old days in 1.6. Like that's how it went, where you'd end up looking for a scrim, and it's just like, okay, these 5 dudes, oh, they're the broest dudes ever. Let's just play with them for a little bit. Or you end up with the guys who were just like, what map do you guys play? Oh, we can't trade on this map. We can't practice on this. You serious? This is a joke. Like, let's just run the strats. All right, guys, let's go. And I don't know, getting competitive in that game, it ruined it. And I think that's why I went into WoW so hard. But it's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I mean, we just played to dick around. I really like the new community maps for the Operation Bravo. It's just, they're really well-designed maps, and I wouldn't have any indication that they weren't designed by Valve if they weren't a part of this Operation Bravo thing. And I don't know. I mean, we've only ever encountered a few douchebags. Last night, I was playing late at night. It was maybe me and 2 other guys. The rest were bots. And it always came down to this one guy playing. My team sucked, myself included. So it always came down to one other guy on my team versus all of the all of the CTs. And he would always choke. He would round the corner and just fucking spray bullets everywhere and not hit a goddamn thing and die. And the other guy would just always type in chat just ... And eventually the other guy's like, you know what? I'm fucking sick of your fucking ... What the fuck are you doing? How are you dying? What the fuck is this? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, chill the fuck out. You're playing CSGO casual.
with bots too.
What the fuck?
With bots.
Yes. There weren't enough players in that server.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's a mixed bag. It's all depends on, if you get a great server with the kind of people you like, then cherish that fucking moment.
Yeah. We kept finding the same people over this past week, and they were all pretty awesome.
No, yeah, that's true. I kind of wish we were matched more with the crowd where that loved the taser round and shit like that, and loved running around with us in the first couple rounds with tasers.
If you ain't Zeusing, you loosin'.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I like that group. That was fun because it was just kind of like they didn't give a shit, and they were in there just to have fun, and that's all they cared about.
Which is what video games should be about.
Yeah,
that's true. Like in Dota, man. Oof.
And League of Legends too. Holy shit. Yeah, just those kind of games. Just people get too serious about. I mean, I'll admit there are times where I'll make friendly suggestions, but I won't be like, "Oh, you're a fucking faggot, noob, right? You, right?" And I'm like, "Whoa, why?"
I may have a reputation in Dota 2. I think my main account is off of low priority right now. I have a little bit of a reputation regarding raging, but it's another point entirely. It's not my fault.
Yeah, I think
their fault for not being better.
Well, I think most of my rage usually comes from when people are bitching at me for doing so shitty when they just like run out into the open and get murdered by people, or they will not stick with the team to like work together to win team battles. They'll like run off on their own to go do shit and get completely swamped, and they'll be like, "You guys fucking suck," and it's like, really, you got no one to blame but yourself. So I mean, I don't know, man.
See, that's the thing with me in Counter-Strike is that if I'm on a real big losing streak, at first I'll be like, fucking asshole, not blocking me, and then I realize, oh, I just bought a fucking Bison and charged out in the middle of fucking nowhere. And yeah, of course I'm gonna fucking die because I'm stupid. It all comes back to you as a player. It's your responsibility to keep your own ass alive unless you're a goddamn medic. In which case,
Wrong.
it's your team's job.
Wrong. It's everyone else's fault, always and forever. I don't. Are you serious? Take responsibility for my mistake. Whatever, man. What do you mean I fed 8 kills to the team and their Huskar is at like 22 kills? Whatever. Oh, they took Rashawn. Look at this. It's you guys. You guys weren't there. Yeah, so what? I died. Dicks.
But to get back on the topic of balance, I think a lot of game companies will look past balancing a single player game. Like they concentrate on the multiplayer to make sure the multiplayer is as balanced and even as possible. But what happens when you don't do that in a single player game? You'll end up with, and I'm drawing a blank right now as to an example, but you'll find a certain combination, a certain attack pattern that just wins every fucking time. And so you get into a combat situation and you're just like, oh, well, I'm going to do this, and it gets repetitive and boring. Single player needs to be just as balanced as multiplayer in order to have an engaging experience.
Well, I think this kind of comes down to... I think, most game developers once they release a game that's something that has single player mode on it, it's like, all right, done, it's out, that's it, let's work on the next thing. I don't
that DLC.
Yeah. I really don't think that, like Swing just said. I mean, it comes out of DLC. Yeah, maybe they might release a patch, maybe that comes with it, but I don't think it can really be something where they're like, oh, this is really unbalanced, it's single player. Like, I don't think they'll give a shit. They'll just like, it's released, it's gone, it's out, let's move on. Like, unless if it's something where it's like, I don't know, like a survival game of some sort, like, I'm trying to think, Don't Starve, or that other Gary's First, whatever, that shitty ass game. Like, if they patch that, like, really,
wow,
yeah, I know, like,
shots fired.
No, did you hear about the Gary's incident or whatever issue?
I did with Total Biscuit.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Fired. I mean, they can be a bunch of babbies. It's well within their right.
But they can't claim copyright infringement for a early release product that they sent to him to review because they don't like the review. That's the issue. They can be whiny little bitches about it, but they can't claim that.
They didn't send it, man. They said they didn't send it unless TB shows me proof that they did send it. Because if there is proof and I haven't seen it, like, whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, that's ultimately what it comes down to, right? Whether or not Total Biscuit can supply evidence that this was sent to him in good faith by the company.
And if it was, then and they attached it with like the little note that's just wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Only say nice things or we'll cry. Then that's they want to be babies. I can't be mad about.
I don't see Total Biscuit raising this much of a stink if he doesn't have the evidence.
That I don't know. As much as I enjoy the content he produces, okay, I feel he asks for a lot of it. And you know what I mean when I say that. Like, he asks for a lot of the persecution that he gets. He goes out and he seeks a lot of that fury out. And it goes back to, when he was a young kid on the Something Awful forums, was a little post back then. I love the work he puts out. Don't get me wrong, it's spectacular. But I feel he begs for a lot of the criticism that he receives, and he might be stirring the pot for no reason, like when he deleted his Reddit account. Why escalate it to that point? Who cares? Just saying.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a shitty situation on both sides. Whatever. Moving on. What was the actual topic? How did we get here?
It was game balancing, and because I mentioned the name of the Gary's
yes.
the Gary's first whatever, but
Single player, yeah.
But the thing is,
let's use Don't Starve. That's a very good.
All right, fine. So
All
right. So anyway, back to what I was saying. I think that. Yeah, people can probably release patches to possibly fix it up, but I think that's more of not so much of a game balance. I think it was more of they find bugs in the game. Then they would release patches to fix those bugs, but nothing game balancing. That's all I can really think of. I can't see them, game developers going back or hearing something from someone being like, "Oh, this should be balanced," and it'd be like, "Oh, well, whatever. Unless it's a bug, we don't really give a shit about it."
Yeah, I mean, there's. Go ahead.
Like Blizzard's doing it with Hearthstone right now. It's the best example I have of a developer getting feedback from the community, looking at the numbers and saying, "Oh man, maybe the community is right about rogues being retardedly overpowered. Maybe rogues shouldn't be able to combo on combo on combo and one-shot you on turn 8 with this specific combination of cards that they always end up with. That makes the game not fun." Blizzard heard those criticisms and took them and gave us a pretty balanced patch. And priests are a little OP right now, but that's neither here nor there.
But that again, that's where Hearthstone's more of a multiplayer game. It's also affecting single player, but it's like indirect in a sense.
Yeah, I don't think they would have that high of priority if it were single player only. I mean, take Skyrim for example. The levels of enchantments and forging and the way you can stack certain attributes and buffs and potions, you can make items that basically give you infinite stat. Whatever. It's kind of fucking broken. But that's only if you really want to try to max min and get to that point. Personally, I won't use it, but I know plenty of people who would. And to those types of people, the game is better because of it. They enjoy finding those loopholes and those game-breaking balance issues for a single-player experience. And you know what? All the more power to them. I won't use it, but that's me.
Have you guys played Cookie Clicker?
Oh, God.
I've heard of Cookie Clicker. I've read a lot about it.
Yeah.
Or Clicking Bad. I mean, I very quickly, using the JavaScript console, figured out, how to break that game. I figured out how to give myself as much money as I needed, as many achievements as I needed, as many upgrades as I needed immediately. And I played it day one, a week ahead of the curve, before everybody else found out about it, to put on my hipster hat for a minute. And put that cheat in, did my thing, boom, done. Game's dead to me. Saw people playing it afterwards. I was worried about their sanity. It was taking a big toll on their life, man. They were just clicking. And I felt like they had a problem. So I taught them how to break it. And then I found Clicking Meth, which is, or Clicking Bad, which is just a Breaking Bad themed meth clicker like Cookie Clicker. And,
oh my God.
There that was. Same thing, day one. Beat that. No longer have to play. And that's the only way I can find those games fun. I mean,
Just trying to extort them.
Yeah, I fully expect the developers left that in there because you don't just put achievements that you can only attain by doing those cheats. So, yeah, whatever. It's fun.
And that's the thing. I mean, do these game balance issues in a single player game work to its detriment or betterment?
It it provides entertainment for everyone, really.
Yeah.
Like the guys that love to exploit it. Boom, they'll find a bug. Oh man, what does this do? What I open this door, you mean cheetahs are now wearing human skin and crawling around? This is amazing, you know? Or just the other player types who are just like, oh, this is run of the mill, you know? I'm just gonna play the game as intended. I don't care to exploit any of this. It gives everyone an itch to scratch. The games that generally have this issue, I don't have a ton of fun with. It's like Skyrim or the Fallouts or what have you. But I can see why people can enjoy them. They're just not usually for me.
So yeah, I think that's your answer. In multiplayer, it's super important to get the right kind of balance. Single player, it's still kind of important, but not as crucial. Like you're not going to stop the presses if all of a sudden, oh no, there's a balance issue. This gun is really super powered. Okay.
Yeah, unless it somehow affects multiplayer as well, they won't.
Yeah.
It won't happen.
Yeah.
So,
Good talk, guys. Good talk.
And with a few minor couple of rants here and there. But
Sorry,
we
not so much.
we make do.
And Swing, you are a son of a bitch because you have the Hearthstone beta.
Oh, dude, let me tell you.
You got it. Another friend of mine got it. A third guy I know got it, and my inbox is empty.
It's fine, really. It's a boring game. I don't really enjoy it. I was just telling Chris today I'm a little burnt down on it. I don't know, man. There's it's just
That's you. I love Magic the Gathering. I love card games. I want it.
You love card games, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Okay.
That should just be your permanent tag. Let me tell you.
Full Metal Alchemist trading card game, I was in that. You know, the 24 trading card game, I got a deck. Alright? Card games and I love that shit. But Hearthstone tries to be too many of these card games simultaneously. And that's the issue that it runs into. Because like Hearthstone for rather the WoW trading card game, just tabletop mode, vanilla from Cryptozoic. Mana works similarly, but they were in the form of quests or cards you were sacrificing. So once you paid enough to have a quest pop, it would be like deal 8 damage, you know, draw 3 cards or what have you. That was cool. In Hearthstone, mana is equivalent to a turn counter almost. And you're paying a cost, yes, but like the mechanics, there's too many similar mechanics of CC with silence, freeze, and I think that's it. And Hex, and Sheep, and Polymorph. Like Hex and Polymorph are pretty similar, and those forms of CC sort of dominate the game, and it just kind of runs itself in the ground trying to mimic other games with more depth while not really being able to deliver on it. But that's just me. I don't know.
Okay. I'm still looking forward to it going live. Well, it's free to play ultimately, so everyone can give it a shot. And some people will really love it. People like yourself play it for a while and then, whatever, move on with life. I can see it becoming super addictive to a lot of people, myself included, and just continually playing it for however long it keeps them interested. And then they could always go the TF2 route where all of a sudden, oh look, we have an update that adds this many types of cards to this many and just continually layering more on top of it, potentially.
I just watch either Day 9 or Total Biscuit play, and that's about it. That's about as much as I involve myself with Hearthstone. I have no intention of getting it at any point I don't know. It's
But
like,
It's fired.
what do you mean shots fired? It's just, it's just my personal opinion. I'd rather watch someone play it and give me commentary that's entertaining to me instead of fucking
your
playing it.
comments and your opinion apparently are now shots. So
Yeah.
you should just keep drinking.
Drown that shit.
Oh, Jesus. So on that note, we're about an hour in. Good talk, guys. Good talk.
Overpowered with various rants and whatnots.
Hey, rants are good.
I don't
Rants
mind them. Well, no questions or anything going on, so yeah, I guess that's that then.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Some bat time on some bat channel. We'll figure it out.
Hopefully, it won't be every other week like we have been doing, kind of.